What is going on, YouTube? Another video coming at you from the Washington Football Report. This is JD. Let's dive right into this. Before I do, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, comment down below when you hear something you like, dislike, create an argument with me. I don't care. The algorithm for YouTube needs likes and comments and shares to make sure this video shows up in other people's searches. So do us all to the favor, or do a favor, do a solid for the channel, and please share it, like it, comment, etc., etc. So, Washington has gotten its 53-man roster. They've cut it down. I'm actually going to zoom in so it can be easier to see. I'm actually driving, so I got to be able to read it. Washington is down to its final 53-man roster for the season. These are not listed in order, by the way. They are listed in order by number, not in order by priority, like starting. Okay, so for example, quarterbacks. We'll start there. Taylor Heinecke made the roster. He's our backup quarterback. He is better than Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen may just be maybe a little more familiar with the system, but he's just not good, and he's not as good as Taylor Heinecke. Taylor Heinecke is a gamer. You put him in game situation, he just plays better than Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen could probably just, he's one of those people that could probably like regurgitate the entire system. He'll know all the right answers, but he just can't execute it and play in the moment as well as Taylor Heinecke. And then also Ryan Fitzpatrick is our starter. He'll start the first game, probably start every game unless he gets injured or he plays bad, but I don't think he's going to. I think this is going to be one of his best years. Part of this will also be some pretty bold predictions about what people will do. And I will give that bold prediction for a handful of our starters. Ryan Fitzpatrick. I see Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, I will make it clear. He will not win MVP. That is insane. It's definitely possible. You know, you can have one of those Rich Gannon years or whatever late in your career where you have like a resurgence and you get the right offense with the right players, and you definitely could, but I don't think you will win MVP. However, I think Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to be in that conversation. He might end up like 5th in voting or something like that. Just because he's going to have a season where he's got the best defense he's ever played with, the best offensive line he's ever played behind, the best collection of weapons he's ever had, maybe even the best running game he's ever had as well. Definitely good running game. And I think Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to have like a good 40-plus touchdown year. I'll be more conservative within that. 35 touchdowns and about 4,500 to 4,800 passing yards. He does have an extra game thrown in there, but I actually think Washington may rest starters the last game of the regular season, just because I think we're going to be that far ahead in the rest of the division. Running backs, you have Antonio Gibson, Jared Patterson, and J.D. McKissick. I predicted this one. This is the one I thought Peyton Barber would not make this. I thought they had needs elsewhere that they needed to allocate bodies, and one of the places they can get away with not having. Antonio Gibson can do is a 3-down back. McKissick has proven that he can play as a starter in a game once or twice a season, not like consistently, but like a few times a season if need be. But you also have Jared Patterson who can do all those things. Plus, one of our receivers played running back in college, so that was also a part of. He could also play running back in a pinch if we need to. So yeah, that's our running back core. I knew that was one that we could actually like sacrifice a player because we had some 3 solid players across the board. Prediction there: Antonio Gibson will get double-digit touchdowns this year. I think he got 6 last year. He's going to get more than that. He's going to get 10 plus. He will be our running back in red zone, and I think he'll get a total of about. I think he'll get 12 total. I think he'll get about like maybe 10 rushing and 2 receiving touchdowns. I think that's what he's going to get, something like that, and he's going to get over 1,000 yards rushing and over 500 yards receiving. I think that's what he's going to get this year. Let's be more specific. Like, okay, let's say 1,000-yard rushing is not much if he doesn't get injured. So let's say 1,300 yards rushing, and so that's what I think he was going to accomplish this year. 1,300 yards rushing, and about let's just say 15 total touchdowns, mixture of ground and receiving. Okay. Moving on to our receiving weapons, we have Naomi Brown, our rookie out of North Carolina. He made the team, predicted that one. Curtis Samuel predicted that one. DeAndre Carter actually surprised me that he made this team. I thought they would go the route of getting rid of him and keeping Antonio Gandy Golden, but they didn't. They decided to go with him, a faster receiver. I think he can be used whenever Curtis Samuel is not available in the slot position. So I think that's their thought process there, and that's why they're keeping DeAndre Carter. Everyone else was pretty much a prediction. I thought Dax Milne may not make this roster, honestly. And the reason why I thought he may not make this roster is because I thought they might want to just try to put him on practice squad, and then he would replace Adam Humphries next year. But I guess he produced entirely too well. I won't say too well. That's a bad thing. He just played, too well that they just could not have him on the team. So he played himself onto the 53-man roster. Good for him. I want him. I just thought they would go with Antonio Gandy Golden, have a bigger receiver. And then you got Humphries, you got Terry McLaurin, those are givens. You got Curtis Samuel, and you got Cam Sims. There were some locks that we all talked about, that we all were discussing, of like receivers making this team. And the ones that most of us thought would make this team did. And then DeAndre Carter, to me, is the surprise. I didn't think he'd make it. I looked like they were trying to phase him out and go with someone else. And as much as I think Antonio Gandy Golden has promise, it just looks so complicated for him to catch. Like he had two bricks for hands. He's trying to squeeze the football with two bricks together. So it is what it is. I hope he gets on another team. I wish him best of luck. Maybe get him on practice squad. It's possible. So let's go to the rest of offense. Come on, zoom in. Okay. So the rest of the offense. Tight ends. We kept 4 tight ends, and I think I know the reason why. They did not want to lose Sammis Reyes. He's an international player, and a lot of teams are going to scoop him off the waivers if we cut him. So they don't think he can get the practice squad. So they kept Sammis Reyes, they kept Logan Thomas, they kept Ricky Seals-Jones and John Bates. Ricky Seals-Jones, I think he'll play when Sammis Reyes, and he'll play because Sammis Reyes won't quite be on board with everything quite yet. Ron wants to get a year under his belt to get him, he's such a good athlete and such a big physical presence. I think he really wants to give him that year to develop. But till then, Ricky Seals-Jones will take some place. I'm actually not thrilled about Ricky Seals dropping touchdowns in preseason. Not a big fan of that dude, and he's not a great blocker either, but is what it is. And then our offensive line: Tyler Larson, Wes Schweitzer, Charles Leno, Chase Roulier, Brandon Sheriff, Samuel Cosme, Cornelius Lucas, and Eric Flowers. Nothing here surprises me. I am surprised. Am I surprised about this? 5 and then 4. Nope, not surprised. They had 9. They might sign another one off another team that cuts someone. But I'm not surprised by any of that. So, offensive line, I'm not going to get into it. Offensive line does not surprise me. I'm not surprised by all. That's exactly who I would have predicted. I actually made a prediction video, did not post it, so I'm not going to retroactively go back and say, I said this. I did say it in the video, but I didn't post it because I've been busy the last 2 days. But I have been talking about who's going to make the roster in the last over the last few weeks. So I'm going to stick with that. But the offensive line, pretty much exactly how I thought it'd be. The quarterback room, exactly how I thought it'd be. Running back room is exactly how I thought it'd be. Tight ends, they had an extra tight end than what I thought they would do. And then receiving core, instead of having DeAndre Carter, I thought they'd keep AGG. And then I thought Dax Milne would go to practice squad, and they'd only have 6 receivers, but they go on the route of having 7, so it's fine. So now we're talking about the defense. Defensive ends that made this squad. Shaka Toney. Shaka Toney. Montez Sweat. Casey Toohill. James Smith-Williams. And Chase Young. Those are your defensive ends. Defensive tackles. You got John Allen, Payne, Settle, and Heinecke. That's a given. I'm actually surprised that a couple players didn't make this. Wise. I'm surprised Wise did not make the roster. Maybe he's going to be a practice squad player, but I thought Wise did enough to make him get himself on this team. I really do. He did enough to get himself on the team. I would have taken him over James Smith-Williams. But it is what it is. I thought Ron would keep Wise and James Smith-Williams would be gone. But he does have some young players on there he drafted that are kind of like multi-purposed, and that's what Ron likes is position flexibility. Defensive tackles, we knew this. These guys are going to play so much. There's so much depth here. Hell, our two backups will be starters on other teams. This is the way it is. John, let's see, linebacker, Khaleke Hudson, kind of saw that one. Jamin Davis, John Bostic, and Cole Holcomb. Honestly, I'm being bluntly honest, if Washington would just call KJ Wright, we would be in the perfect spot to have like just one of the best linebacking cores, and with speed and everything. KJ Wright, get him on here, get rid of John Bostic, and I think we'd have ourselves a stout defense. And that's putting it mildly, a stout defense / linebacking core. So cornerbacks, I was not right on this one. Cornerbacks, William Jackson III called that one. Benjamin St. Juice called that one. Fuller called that one. And that's pretty much where my calling. I thought Troy Apke might make it. I was on the fence about that, but I guess he's like showed up pretty well in the preseason and special teams, and I guess he's improved enough as a corner that Ron wants to see it through. Daryl Roberts, we did get him in the offseason. He can pretty much play just about every position, every corner, like inside or outside corner. So he's kind of a utility corner guy, and I guess he's like steadily consistent. Not great, but steadily consistent. And then Torrey McTyer, I mean, a lot of things are pointing to either going to be Torrey McTyer. Really what it was a lot of people, like, I'm one of them. I like Jimmy Moreland. But Jimmy Moreland plays hard, and he gets some, like, great plays, but he also has some fudge-ups where he really just screws up plays. And, you know, as much as I liked him, and maybe he'll make practice squad, maybe he'll go on somewhere else, we could have done better. That's the best way to put it, and Ron believes we found better. Finishing up the last two positions, you have safety. Shazer Everett called that because he's just a special team guru. People love him. And when he plays safety, he's not a bad safety. I think his coaching has been the issue with safety, so that's why he's always been strictly special teams. Lana Collins looked like Landon Taylor in the preseason, so he was going to make the team. Cameron Curl, he was going to make the team. He did great last year. He's one of the highest rated ones. Jeremy Reeves is someone we don't have anymore. A little disappointed in that. I thought Jeremy Reeves was going to make this team, maybe over to Shazer Everett. Bobby McCain, we didn't sign him for nothing. He's definitely there because I think in like packages where you have we can play three safeties and maybe two linebackers or something. He is the guy who will be the deep guy, and the other two will kind of have like play up a little closer to the line. That's his responsibility. That's the kind of player he is. And Derek Forrest. Derek Forrest is a draft pick out of, I believe, Cincinnati. And Ron, I don't think wants to give up on him. I think Ron sees him as a potential long-term investment, long-term project. Well, not long-term project, but a project to be a long-term big safety in this league. And then obviously you have your kicker, punter, and long snapper, and Dustin Hopkins, Tressway, and Cameron Cheeseman. There are kickers out there that I hope Ron brings in for a tryout and give Dustin Hopkins a little bit of, scare him a little bit. There's a kicker that's got cut from the Carolina Panthers that I hope Washington gets. There's a kicker that got cut from the New England Patriots I hope Washington gets, so on and so forth. So that is your 53-man roster. What do I think? I think Washington has the best roster in the NFC East. Maybe not the best offense. They definitely have the best defense, but I think best overall roster, Washington's sitting there nice and pretty. Where do I think our two biggest weaknesses are right now? Linebacker is one. I think linebacking core, it's okay, but it could definitely be better. And a lot of the issues we're going to have this year is trying to figure out exactly how we're going to make sure we're covering out of the backfield. That's always been our issues. Two things kill Washington consistently: running backs out of the backfield and mobile quarterbacks. And I guess tight ends that safety, this tight ends can kill us too. Those are 3 things that really kill our defense consistently. And last year, the tight end one got a little bit, got pretty much taken care of a little bit. Covering out of the backfield got taken care of a little bit. Mobile quarterbacks murdered us. So hopefully we got a little bit faster. Maybe that's what Jamin Davis is for. He's going to be a spy back to watch quarterback, make sure quarterback doesn't get loose, and wreak havoc in our secondary, things like that. So maybe that's why he was drafted. Just to run blow for blow with a defensive, with an offensive quarterback. And then offensive, I think our weakest part of our offense is really our quarterback. I mean, I don't think Fitzpatrick is weak by any stretch. It's just a lot of uncertainty is more or less what my issue is we have a lot of uncertainty. Like I said, I think Fitzpatrick could very easily come in and get, oh man, I missed more predictions. So I may just make another prediction video, just completely predictions before the season starts. I do want to comment on this really quick. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this very clearly. Washington is not going to sign Cam frickin' Newton. I'm so tired of how, I don't want to say stupid our fan base is, but how just ignorant our fan base can be. That, like, we have a quarterback, we have a backup quarterback that we like and has been building on this team. And as soon as he's not even good. Cam Newton's not even good. If it was like Aaron Rodgers, I get to talk about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's Super Bowl MVP. He's 3-time MVP of the league. He just threw for 45 touchdowns and like 7 interceptions. It makes sense why people are enamored with him if he became available, and we should talk about him being on the team. But why in the hell, and I mean why in the hell, is every time some mediocre garbage quarterback like Cam Newton comes available, there's all of a sudden a million conversations about why we should pick him up? Why? He obviously just got cut from the Patriots because he missed 3 days of practice because of COVID protocol. So he's not taking care of himself, or he's being around the wrong people, or whatever case may be. And if Bill Belichick don't want him, that should be a sign for everyone that he should not. He probably know in Dallas, honestly. Dallas is probably going to be the team that's going to pick him up because he kind of fits Dak Prescott's body style a little bit, and they're kind of similar, like play styles a little bit. I think Dak Prescott's way more accurate than Cam Newton will ever be. Cam Newton's like sub 55% in his entire career. Okay, you have to look through his entire career and find like 1 or 2 years where he's over like 60% completion. Every other year than that, sub 55 easily. And yeah, I get so irritated with that. I put it on Twitter, and it's every idiot and their mother wants us to start. Ooh, we should pick up Cam Newton. Why? Why would we pick up Cam Newton? Why? What's Cam Newton going to do other than come to this team, create a QB controversy, be here for 1 year, suck, and then leave? What is he going to do beyond that? He's not going to do anything beyond that. You put Cam Newton on the same exact, actually had more weapons than Tom Brady, but Cam Newton on the same team Tom Brady did. Tom Brady threw 30-plus touchdowns to, I think, 12 interceptions. With the same weapons, actually more weapons were with Cam Newton. Up in New England, Cam Newton had more weapons than Tom Brady. And the team that Tom Brady was on went, I believe it was 12-5, or 12-4, or 11-5. And Cam Newton could barely break 500. Threw more interceptions than touchdowns with the same talent that Tom Brady had with the greatest coach of all time. The greatest coach of all time could not find a way to win positive games with Cam Newton. It's the same coach that used Jimmy Garoppolo and got him paid so much money by playing 3 games with the New England Patriots. And Jacoby Brissett got paid too, and won 11 games with Matt Castle as his quarterback. Same coach. But Cam Newton somehow this great player that we need to freaking put in the burgundy and gold. Just get out of here if you're going to comment that stuff. He's a bum. He's a flash in the pan. He's a bottle rocket, man. He made a loud noise and a big spark. Here's what's crazy about Cam Newton. His best game passing was his first game his rookie season, and he has been downhill ever since. Yes, he had a MVP season, but if you go back and look at it, his MVP season shouldn't have been MVP. Should have been Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson had a better year that year. He just had to be on the team with the most wins. Okay? Did he deserve MVP? He was deserving of it, but I personally think Russell Wilson should have got it, but I'm not robbing Cam of that accolade that he did. Okay? But, he only had one or two good years. Ron Rivera is such a good coach. He was able to win with him as quarterback. That's just a testament to how good a coach Ron is. Ron last year won the division with 4 different quarterbacks. Probably would have won the division if we started Smith or Kyle Allen instead of having the 4-game experiment with Dwayne Haskins. But I don't want to ramble anymore. I can ramble all evening about how much I don't like Cam Newton and how much I think Washington is better off without him. There are free agents out there that I wouldn't mind Washington scooping up, but I don't think right now it's dire to get those things right now. Okay, so I want to thank everyone for listening. Please do what I asked earlier. Comment what you think down below. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and share this video so Washington fans like yourself can enjoy my content. Hail to the Redskins. Everyone have a good one. See ya.